Neymar totally embarrassed these guys, but that's nothing compared to what Cristiano Ronaldo did. This is what happens when pro players go up against amateurs. Let's start with Neymar, who joined a Red Bull event playing against a bunch of amateurs, and he got shown up by this guy. He put together his own team, and the idea was to have a tournament playing against influencer teams. The best part was the reactions from the players when they saw Neymar. These guys stopped the game at the beginning just to take a picture.
And getting a hug and a selfie.
The match was just for fun, but everyone was taking it seriously. People were so scared of getting tricked by Neymar that no one tried to take the ball from him.
Time we've seen him on the ball.
It took a while for everyone to loosen up and try some moves.
Got plenty in blue back here behind the ball, and a nice attempt there, and now the counter would have been on, but the touch was heavy.
At least goals were being scored.
Chance and have a goal! Well, how about this? Neymar's team this one-player disadvantage after that close-range finish.
But things really heated up when this freestyle player joined the game. His name is Sean Garnier, and he's one of the most famous freestyle football players. Since he was on Neymar's team, things got easy for the blue team. Neymar himself scored a goal right at the beginning.
Goal! Oh, how about that? The crowd enjoyed seeing him do that. That is what they came to see, and he delivered.
Check out the teamwork between Neymar and Sean.
Neymar again.
Look at this other amazing goal by the Brazilian.
Oh, that is magnificent. How about that from Neymar? Only he can pull off that kind of thing.
This wasn't the only game the striker played in at this event. But before we see this match against the amateurs, check out what Mascherano did in a challenge. The idea was for amateur players to try and get past him in a one-on-one. And believe it or not, it wasn't that easy. And Mascherano wasn't even wearing cleats. Watch how easily he took the ball from one of the challengers. This guy gave him a bit more trouble, but it was still easy for the Argentinian. To beat a former pro defender, you need to use more smarts than skill. This challenger was clever and just kicked the ball past him. Since Mascherano has been retired for a while, his speed isn't the same. But even then, the guy still missed the goal. And not everyone could beat the defender in a foot race. Of course, Mascherano didn't get away unscathed in the game. But what happens when a whole team of pros faces off against an amateur team? This happened in a challenge against Vålerenga, a Norwegian club that put its pro squad up against an amateur team. And these guys took it seriously. The amateur team came up with a strategy and even spent some time training just for this match. They ended up surprising the professionals. But right at the start of the game, the pros showed that the challenge wouldn't be so easy. The first play of the game was this incredible long pass. Early in the first half, there was this dangerous free kick right outside the box. Now take a look at this play and tell me what's wrong. That's right. The amateur team had two goalkeepers, but even that couldn't stop Vålerenga from scoring the first goal. Shortly after, they conceded another goal. To be fair, the amateurs did manage to get a shot on goal, but it wasn't very threatening. In the second half, Vålerenga kept up the pressure, attacking constantly, and the opposing goalkeeper had to make some good saves. But they ended up conceding a third goal, which was scored from a penalty. And shortly after, the fourth goal, which was a real beauty. However, the most beautiful goal of the match came from the amateurs. And that was it. The match ended with a 4-1 score in favor of the professionals. And before we see another match between a real team and a bunch of amateurs, check out what Neymar did against amateur female players. At that same Red Bull event, the Brazilian took part in a game with women's teams. The match was way more fun than the ones with men's teams because the girls weren't afraid of losing and went all out. It seems like Neymar felt a lot more relaxed with the girls. Check out the amazing assist he made for the first goal.
Oh, that's what he's going to do. That was incredible! Oh, that's out of this world!
But he really wanted to score his own goal and started trying some riskier plays. Look at the move he pulled on his opponent.
I think everyone's just enjoying the show.
Yeah, away he goes now, and still has to check back for now. Oh, now comes a little flick.
But Neymar's goal came after another player's setup.
Yes!
There is surely the winning goal. 20 seconds left. Neymar.
Who would have thought the Brazilian would score such an easy goal? Another superstar who took on amateur challenges was Cristiano Ronaldo. The idea was to see who could hit the crossbar the most times, but Ronaldo's opponent was pretty weak, and obviously Cristiano won the challenge. This shot just barely hit the crossbar, but it did. Speaking of serious games, the Beitizi TV channel organized a match between a Sunday League team, which are basically amateur league teams, and a club made up of several professional players. And they weren't just any players, they were first division guys like Ola Aina, who now plays for Nottingham Forest, Tomori from AC Milan, and Alex Iwobi from Fulham. The match was between two teams of 8 players, and it wouldn't be easy for the amateurs, especially because training on smaller fields is common for first division teams, so the pros were used to playing like this. But to everyone's surprise, the amateurs scored first. A few minutes later, they made it 2-0. The professional team tried a few plays, but without success, until this happened, a stunning goal from the professionals, showing how all their training makes a difference in a match. The amateurs would have to work really hard to stay in the game. But Alex Iwobi was the one who really started to push himself. The guy was on fire. And it didn't take long for the equalizer to come, with an assist from Iwobi. The pressure for the winning goal was on, and the amateurs just couldn't get near the ball. But it wasn't the professionals who broke the tie. So who do you think will win this intense match? Leave your opinion in the comments while you watch this amazing shot that almost tied the game again. But the tying goal came after a silly mistake by the goalkeeper, with Iwobi stepping up once again to score his second goal. Right after, the professionals almost tied it up with this beautiful play, and then it happened. Finally, the professionals took the lead, but they didn't keep the lead for long. A penalty was called, and the amateurs managed to tie the game again. This time, it was a defender who broke the tie. Tomori stepped up to put his team back in the lead. And that's how the first half ended. I'm sure you didn't expect the match to be this balanced, but the second half was even better. Kamara scored with another assist from Iwobi, putting the amateurs in a tough spot. They were starting to run out of steam and were now down by 2 goals. In the end, the match finished with a very balanced 6-4 score. Now tell me, if your club played against an amateur team, do you think they could do better?